The thing is, I'm actually not that shocked by American anti-Europeanism, especially coming from recent months under the Trump administration.
And I went to him, I said, if you don't pay, we're not going to protect you.
I mean, honestly, have you seen what Europeans have stated about the United States since, like, forever? You always hear the comments about how Americans are fat or over-interventionist and this and that, and being hyper-imperialistic, and then their food is bad, and then that Americans are stupid, and then whatnot.
Americans, I don't know why, but American tourists, and I know we watched in America, we're not saying they're all like this, but when you travel, you're hysterical.
Sadly, the Americans departed, leaving us with nothing to look at except some hippos.
And then now, when Trump or whatnot is now saying, okay, Europe, you have been treating America unfairly. You've been treating the US people as dirtbags, and you've been very ungrateful for a lot of the assistance that America provided. And oh, you should be managing Ukraine more than America is right now, because you're literally next to Russia. And now Europe's like, oh, I'm angry at America. We should now trade with China. Which is ironically proving Trump's point about not being America's allies, or at least treating the US rather transactionally rather than an actual ally, whereas Europe expects to have its cake and eat it too. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind valid criticisms of America. For example, its treatment of Ukraine during Biden and also during Trump has been disastrous. It should let Ukraine be more unrestrained in its war efforts against Russia without the US micromanaging its every move. And that Zelensky beatdown by Trump and Vance was unacceptable. And it is true that the US has often engaged in unproductive and dumb foreign policy decisions, like in Iraq, and its over-intervention in Afghanistan, whereas it should have just bombed the Taliban on day one after 9/11 and just nuked the whole place, and not get involved in any regime change events. However, European anti-Americanism is laughable, considering they were denouncing US hegemony. And now, when the US is saying, okay, we should step back from the European continent and now focus all our attention on China, or maybe countering Iran. And Europe's like, oh my god, America's stepping back. America's isolationist. I just find Europe's attitude stupid and short-sighted. What are your thoughts on this? Oh, let me clarify that I'm mostly talking about Western Europe. I'm not talking about Eastern Europe, which I believe is a separate case and is more pro-America, and at least is more understanding of what it means to be a US ally. But countries especially like France, Germany, and Ireland are specifically bad apples and bad cases. And I find their attitude now crying about America, now focusing more on other parts of the world rather than Europe, laughable, considering they were the main ones who were laughing and mocking the US and lambasting it for its previous interventionism over the last 80 years. I also hope that you do subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I already want to do this since I was like maybe 15 or 16, and this has been a long dream of mine. So thanks you very much for watching as well, and I hope you do subscribe to my YouTube channel.